Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nazarova, and I am a B15 student. And I would like to present you my thesis on target market and trade process for a sport drink company. My case company is EuropeActive Agency, and the research is made based on its partnership with iPro Sport. I would like to introduce you to the structure of my presentation. First part is thesis background, followed by the research objectives and questions. Then I will tell you about marketing analysis and screening process. Then I will briefly describe the case company and show the empirical research and data analysis. And the last part is conclusions and suggestions. First, I would like to describe the research background. This part of the chapter explains why the topic worth investigating. The market of sport nutrition is continuing to grow actively and is estimated to account $45.3 billion US dollars by 2022, rising by more than 8% annually. Sport nutrition consists of sport food, drinks, and supplements. However, sport drink market is the biggest segment of sport nutrition. European health and fitness market is the largest in the world and has a total revenue of 26.3 billion euro in 2016. In comparison, the US market accounted to 24.9 billion euro in 2016, and Asian market is twice less as US and European markets. In 2018, the case company EuropeActive Agency, a marketing agency, signed a contract with sport drink brand iPro Sport and got the rights to sell it in 6 countries. The case company EuropeActive recognizes the opportunity to reach more markets as its main nutrition marketing partner iPro Sport. Therefore, countries to enter and entry strategies has to be determined carefully, taking all the challenges into consideration. The next part of my presentation covers research objective and questions. The main goal of the research is to make market analysis of potential target countries and to provide market and price suggestions for iPro Sport drink based on theory, empirical research, and data analysis. The only primary research question comes from this objective. The main research question is what are the most potential markets for the case company to enter? Sub-questions help to answer research questions and are as following. What criteria should be considered while screening process? What is the outcome of the preliminary screening? And which market and strategy iPro Sport should use in order to enter potential markets? During the next part, I will introduce you to my theories and tools I used in my research. In my research, I was using Hollandson 5-stage decision model, and which consists of 5 main steps. The first step is deciding whether the company wants to internationalize or not, because sometimes maybe it works in the home market. The second step is implemented when the company decided to go international. It is deciding which markets to enter. Then the company has to use marketing strategies, design the global marketing programs, and implement and coordinate the marketing program finally. As internal analysis, I was using a SWOT matrix. And SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As external analysis of the company, I used economic, political, and socio-cultural environment analysis. During this chapter, I will introduce you to the case company. EuropeActive Agency is a marketing and communication agency with a focus on fitness and health industry. It develops strategic business opportunities for sport consumers and the sport industry. iPro is a sugar-free drink and it supports a healthy and active lifestyle. iPro is a British brand, and it is one of the leading suppliers of the isotonic drinks to the sports field. It's currently sold in the UK, Cyprus, Australia, and in the Middle East. And since it's isotonic drink, and it also is naturally sweetened with stevia, substitute of sugar, and the drink contains 0 calories. In this part, the empirical research and data analysis are covered. Conducting SWOT analysis helps to establish from strategic plan strengths of the brand are its advantages over competitors. First, iPro is considered the healthy sport drink. It's certified as vegan, gluten-free, caffeine-free, halal, therefore it's available for broader consumer group. Secondly, collaboration with sport clubs and brand ambassadors in the UK help iPro to build strong brand identity in the national markets. And finally, the company is really active on social media platforms, and it's promoting its products there, and as well as supporting the discussion on sugar reduction. Weaknesses of the company arise as the areas that need to be improved, and one of the disadvantages of iPro Sport is its price. The drink is produced in the UK, as it leads to higher production costs compared to other European countries. Therefore, the price is a bit higher compared to its competitors. Moreover, iPro Sport is sold only in bulk and online, so it doesn't have a strong brand identity among general public. Opportunities are external factors that help company to establish itself better in the market. And first of all, most of iPro Sport activities is now concentrated in the UK, and the company is doing quite well. So there are a lot of opportunities and can use on the international scene. Second, the EU member states are now actively introducing policies to lower sugar consumption, and since it's a low sugar beverage, therefore it has an advantages on its over its higher sugar competitors. There are also many more methods of advertising the product, such as TV advertisements, paid online promotion, radio adverts, maybe sometimes even printing advertisements, and distributing free samples, for example. Threats are external issues that can interrupt the company from achieving its goals. The main threat of almost each firm is its competition, and the competition for sports drinks is considered indirect because apart from isotonic beverages of other brands, competitors of iPro Sport include energy drink, power mix, juices, carbonates. However, iPro main competitors are those brands who offer low sugar-free options as well. The model represents the market segmentation process that the author uses in order to find out the most significant potential markets for entry strategy of iPro. The map on the screen highlights the potential markets of iPro Sports that are analyzed during the preliminary screening. It is important to see how they are allocated and see that they are allocated, let's say, in pairs. In the research, the author analyzed the economic environment of the countries based on the following criteria: gross domestic products, working age population, unemployment rate, household disposable income growth rate, and inflation rate. Statistical data is shown for 6 target countries, and the figures in green show the highest result among all countries, and in red the lowest result among all countries. After considering all the criteria and the analysis, Germany and Netherlands show the highest results based on these parameters, so they are a matter of in-depth screening. Social cultural environment. There are two types of cultures. It's high context cultures and low context cultures. High context cultures such as Russia, Spain, and Portugal have have complexity in communication and get an element around the message, while low context culture are simple, strict, and every rule needs to be followed. On this line, you can see the examples of cultures that are more low context and high context. We can see that Spanish is also closer to the low context. So, as I said before, the German and Netherlands are a matter of in-depth screening, also because of the reasons that they are both low context culture, and since UK is also low context culture, it will be easier to enter those markets. After the process, Germany fitness market showed the best results in Europe. It is the biggest market in Europe, and disposable income in Germany is one of the highest among Europe in 2016. The average membership fee as a percentage from disposable income dropped in recent years, so the fitness became more affordable to Germans. Netherlands has the highest percentage of population with fitness membership. It is 16.7%, and there are 2,839,000 people who had fitness club membership in 2016. Moreover, fitness club in Netherlands are the most concentrated. They have around 1,500 people per club. Compared data from 2015 and 2016, the Netherlands showed a 2% increase in population with membership, meaning there are 68,000 new members. As you can see in the graphs, they both show quite same tendency. So the proportion of people with membership are quite the same, and proportion of people engaged in physical activity is also quite the same. Now they're moving to conclusions of the thesis. There are three main market entrance strategy, including waterfall, sprinkler, and wave strategy. Since the product will be introduced in 6 countries, the author decided to use wave strategy. So during the wave strategy, countries are entered in groups consequently, so one group after another. Wave strategy is a mix of waterfall and sprinkler strategies. I decided to pair countries in such way because operating markets are physically close to each other, and so it's easier to control the business. First pair of countries to enter in the Netherlands is Netherlands and Germany, and the results of precise and in-depth screening of those countries shows that the countries' characteristics are analogous, and despite different sizes of the markets, they can be entered together. After that, iPro Sport can be introduced to Spain and Portugal because they both are high context cultures, so it's easier to introduce a product to them at the same time. And as the last place, I suggest to enter Finland and Russia. And these countries also border each other, however, they're quite different. Russia is not a part of the EU, so trade policies might be different. Therefore, I suggest to enter those countries as the last place when there is already experience in entering different countries. During the research, the potential markets were analyzed. The main goal was to define most potential markets and develop marketing and trust strategy. The aim was to choose 2 most potential countries, which were Germany and Netherlands. And there's the result of fine-grained screening allowed developing the marketing and trust strategy. It was decided that the wave market strategy would be used. I put the emphasis on screening process, determining 2 most potential markets and defining market and trust strategy. Further, broad marketing strategy has to be developed in order to usefully establish itself in the chosen market. The author recommends to make a further research concerning the exit of the UK from the European Union before creating and implementing the marketing plan. Since the iPro Sport drink is a company registered in the UK, the analysis has to be made in order to successfully face the challenges the Brexit may lead. So this was my thesis. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions,